Tonight's match is brought to you by Comprehensive Cancer Centers and by Wallet. Tonight's match is brought to you by Tonight's match is brought to you by Comprehensive Cancer Centers and by Wallet. Showdown in Vegas. It's the Las Vegas Lights welcoming El Paso Locomotive at Cashman Field, presented by AMR and Medic West Ambulance. Glad to have you with us this evening on ESPN Plus, alongside MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. The standings don't tell the whole story in this game. These teams are in 10th and 11th place, respectively, coming into the game. But a win for El Paso brings them all the way up into 6th. A win for Vegas can move them up into a similar spot as well in the playoffs. Everything is tight right now in the Western Conference. Every game means that much. And Ricky, it benefits Vegas that they have this game here tonight at home.
For this Las Vegas side, they do a really good job when they do play here at home underneath Devin Rensing, because they have a really good feel of just how to attack the game, understanding defensively they're really strong, the ability to get clean sheets, but they also allow their attacking players to go out and express themselves, whether it is Pinzon or Arteaga occupying center backs, Johnny Rodriguez getting involved. This team can score. They have glimpses of how good they can be, but can they do it on a consistent basis? That's going to be the next step in the progression for Devin Rensing and this Las Vegas Lights side.
Within that, you mentioned Johnny Rodriguez. Let's talk about him a bit more because he has 8 goals this season leading the way.
Johnny Rodriguez can just do a little bit of everything as a number 9, whether it is dropping deeper, linking up play in terms of his combination, but he also has the ability to spin in behind and stretch the field. When he gets in front of goal, he's just so clinical and so ruthless, so getting him involved early, really important for the success of the Lights.
El Paso looked like one of the best teams in the West in the opening few games of the season, but things have gone a bit off the rails in the last 7.
For Junior Gonzalez, it's all about availability, whether it is injuries, but also suspensions, right? You're looking at this El Paso side with 4 red cards in their last 7 matches. You need to have players to be able to stay on the field if you want to compete. So you're looking for consistency within that department as well for a Paso Locomotive, because there is talent on this roster, and when they are clicking, they can hurt teams.
And maybe the most talented Rubio Rubin, who leads this team in the attack.
Love Rubio Rubin as a number 9. He's mean, he's relentless, he has that tenacious mentality to want to get on the end of service. He does all of his work in around that 18-yard box, so look for him to put a lot of pressure on the 2 center backs of the Las Vegas Lights and service into him. If you want to find goals, you need to get Rubio Rubin on the ball.
You mentioned goals. We talked about Johnny Rodriguez. We talked about Rubio Rubin. There were plenty of goals when these teams met back in April. Could be a fun night for the neutral. It was 3-2 El Paso's way a couple of months ago. Vegas looking for revenge. It's coming your way on ESPN+.
Being diagnosed with cancer was the hardest thing I've ever faced. Funny how when I got the news, it was life's simple things that mattered most, like nights out with the kids. As a candidate for a new clinical trial right here in Vegas, I've been able to spend more time with them, sharing moments like these, making memories, and never missing a family night out.
Everyone is looking for a better future, but knowing how to get there can be difficult. At Rise Credit Union, we invest in our communities and empower our members to realize their potential and take control of their finances. Because with the right financial knowledge, 24/7 access, and genuine care, we believe there are no limits to what you can achieve. Become a part of something bigger than just a bank. Rise, beyond banking.
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
We go from Las Vegas, Nevada. Rodriguez scored the winner that night. He shoots here. Oh, and he buries it with a rocket and across. It's in 2-1. Cashman Field certainly packed with Vegas Lights supporters tonight. Just more excited. Play in front of the home fans. Who wouldn't be?
Up here, it is fantastic in Las Vegas tonight, but we can feel the energy.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Comprehensive Cancer Centers and by Wallet. We are just about set to get things going in Vegas. First, a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm.
You look at that middle 3 for Devin Rensing, Kyle Scott, Marky Barr. They're going to be a little bit more industrial, allowing Pinzon to fill in the gaps underneath that front 3. Ben Mines, he's going to give you that verticality to make those runs in behind this back line of El Paso Locomotive, and the relationship between Arteaga and Johnny Rodriguez needs to get going, because if they can get on the same page, those two are scary leading the line for Devin Rensing.
On the other side, El Paso, you mentioned it, its availability, it's staying together as a cohesive unit, but it's a strong group for Junior Gonzalez here tonight.
Essentially, winning this midfield battle for El Paso Locomotive will give them the ability to dictate tempo, so Calvillo and Mendez They need to do a really good job at, number one, weathering the storm early on, but understanding when to play quick into your front three, but also just when to put your foot on the ball and take the sting out of the game. That front three with Ruiz, expect him to cut underneath, Abidia and Rubio Rubin, for them to test the shape of Las Vegas Lights.
And look at the bench. Carl Sainty is available for El Paso. That's a big boost. You talk about availability. There's been injuries. There's been red cards. Well, there's also been this thing called the World Cup, and Carl Sainty was with Haiti at the World Cup, finally returning tonight to the squad for El Paso. Could see him later on. So El Paso wearing their cream tops and blue bottoms tonight. Las Vegas in the all black. They'll go left to right. El Paso right to left as we get things going. Referee this evening is Edson Carvajal. This has been ubiquitous through USL Championship this weekend. It's hot. It's 100 degrees here at kickoff. It's been the East Coast and the Northeast that's been the focus of some of this heat dome, to put the meteorology cap on for a second. Rick, I always know you enjoy doing that, but the heat, we're used to it here in Vegas. Triple digits at kickoff. Two teams who combined for 5 goals and a 3-2 El Paso win a couple of months ago. What do they have in store tonight? Elvis looking on. With a win, a chance for both these teams to jump into the playoff places in the Western Conference. And away we go. Glad to have you with us from Cashman. Alongside Ricky Lopez Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Starting strong, key for this Vegas side. But beyond that, sustaining it for 90 minutes. It's been an issue up and down at times this season. Devin Rensing's group, like so many teams, they've shown the quality, but they haven't shown the consistency, and that's why the Western Conference standings are a muddled mess right now. Around for Ofemu. Settling into the possession Vegas. That's the expectation as this night goes on. Scott gets it back. Take a look at the injury report brought to you by AMR and Medic West Ambulance. Nothing officially reported for either side. Some knocks on both ends, but nothing that officially gets listed. Hope to keep it that way. Clean night between these teams here this evening. Pope, step over, Pope trying to find a way through. A player who's really emerged in the eyes of Devin Rensing, now making his 8th start. Opportunity has come up because of some injury and some shuffling. I think Pope has made the most of it. 23-year-old, spent the last 2 years with Portland.
Just gives this Las Vegas Lights side a different look. From the right back position, you talked about the quality on the ball, but his work rate as well. Ability to run up and down this right side of the Las Vegas Lights. Starting 11, it's going to be a nice little battle between him and Gabby Torres for the El Paso Locomotive side.
Barra dropping in deep for Vegas. On the radar, one of the key acquisitions of the offseason for Devin Rensing's group. Had a chance to come in midway last season, evaluate the group down the stretch. Wholesale changes they felt they needed. Starting to see that group emerge and coalesce at the right time. Still more than half the season remaining. Just never know when that run is going to come and from which team. We're into July. It's around this time, year in, year out, that there is at least a team that turns into a 3 or 4 game winning streak where it looked like they were left for dead. It turns out that they end up surging. Last year around this time is when Pittsburgh started to make that run. Rensing in his first full season in charge, second season overall. 3 years as a Charleston Battery assistant. Going to that well again, Vegas. Dennis Sanchez they hired from Charleston. Led them to their first ever Western Conference final in 2024, losing to the ultimate champions, Colorado Springs, trying to get back there this year after a down year in 2025. A down year that was really marked by some lopsided events that turned into the coaching change and ultimately led to Devin Rensing coming this way. One of those came against El Paso. They lost 6-0 last season against El Paso on the road, and the changes happened. Player down now for El Paso. Chimesi went down awkwardly.
A little bit of coming together between clash of heads between Chimesi and Arteaga. Good refereeing from Etienne Carval. Top priority is the health of these individuals. You have to stop play immediately for potential head injury.
Junior Gonzalez already looking up and down his bench in case he needs to make an early move here. Taking a peek at it himself over on the tablet. First season in charge. Very experienced coach in this league and others. The right man, it's always felt like, to restore El Paso to its glory. A good year they had last year under Wilmer Cabrera. Plenty of talent, plenty of success in their history. But it feels like they've always underachieved to a certain extent. There's been years where you've circled them as a team that could make a run, and whether it's injuries at the wrong time, whether it's underperforming in certain moments, they've always failed to reach the levels. Even going back all the way to 2021, a year where they enjoyed that incredibly lengthy home unbeaten run. They lose the first round of the playoffs to a plucky Oakland Roots team, one of the biggest upsets of the season, or rather of the USL Championship playoffs that year, and since then really always felt like they've come up just shy. But Junior Gonzalez feels like the right guy, and we've seen it at times this year. But as you alluded to in the open, Ricky, player availability, be it through injuries or red cards or the World Cup in Carl Sainty's case, have really held them back in recent weeks.
Especially when a manager comes into a new side, you're looking for consistency, whether it is performance, lineups, standard, all across the board. And that is something that hasn't always been there for El Paso Locomotive. Yes, there's been glimpses of how good this team can be when they do put the ball on the deck. They start to combine. They start to really play in the terms of how he wants to play. They can hurt any single team in USL Championship, but can you do that over the course of 90 minutes? Can you do it over the course of a month? And then into a full calendar year is going to be something that this El Paso Locomotive side is going to look to continue to do, because talent is certainly not a question for this side.
Back into play from El Paso, looking for Rubin. Again cut that way, too much on it. Rubin, some orders back. Where that ball came from. Join us on August 1st for Aces Night as we celebrate the Las Vegas Aces and recognize their incredible WNBA championship. Be part of the excitement at Cashman Stadium. Game coming against Phoenix Rising. And you'll notice there on the graphic it said the next home match. That's why it's important right now for Vegas to enjoy some success. They have to spend a lot of time on the road. On the road against Monterey Bay in USL Cup, on the road against San Antonio, on the road against Detroit, before finally coming back home on August 1st. It's July 4th, and this is the only regular season home game they have in the month of July. So it's a difficult road ahead for a Lights team that is sniffing around the playoff line.
Difficult for El Paso Locomotive, but if you want to find success, whether it is in world football, but specifically in USL Championship, you have to have the ability to grind points out away from home. This is going to be a good test, but yet a challenge for Locomotive through this course of the season.
Goal tonight, it's Charlie Lanphier who gets the start for Las Vegas. It had been Mason Steinhardt. The last few games, the lone 8 coming Vegas' way. The last game at home for Vegas, 3-2 defeat against Orange County. On a night where they had a lead. Struck first through Alex Anderson in the 38th minute. Orange County tied it before the break. Ended up battling back from behind, down 2-1 Vegas. Johnny Rodriguez tied it. Then they let it slip again late on. Pope. Famu to Pope, blocked out. Out of play. Quick throw into space. Ruiz tried the quick thinking. It's Alex Mendez. Gets it back. Mendez orchestrating. Javi Torres.
It's been a good start here for El Paso Locomotive defensively. Pressing a little bit higher. Really baiting the two center backs of the Lights to try to play through the press. But most importantly, when they do go higher up the field, they do it together, forcing turnovers.
Paso coming off a 1-0 defeat on the road against Monterey Bay. That was all the way back on the 20th of June, so they had some time off to regroup after that. A winless month of June for El Paso. 2 draws, one against Detroit City, one against Phoenix. 2 worthy points, 2 good performances, but no wins, and then that loss to Monterey Bay. The last regular season win came all the way back on April 11th. On the road against Hartford Athletic. Strong start to the season for El Paso. They hit the doldrums, but still a win away from the playoff line. Maybe it's something going around the USL Championship, though, tonight. Brooklyn earlier, a win on the road against Pittsburgh. It was their first win since April 11th. Arteaga right in the face of Chumesi, and play stopped immediately. Arteaga's not happy about it, but the right call from the referee. Second time in the early going that Chumesi has had a head knock. Gets to his feet right away. Took it square off the face.
And again, it's Arteaga. But good little run here from Mentonoglu to cut this ball back. That ball has eyes for the back of the net, but
it had eyes for Chumesi's eyes in the end.
A lot of contact straight in the face for Chumesi. Lee's okay to continue on. Again, Arteaga.
It's the life of a striker for Arteaga. We chatted with Devin Rensing about it in the build-up to this game. Asked him point blank, is it a concern that he hasn't scored yet, given his history in this league and success in this league, or is there a sense that it's coming? And if you roll on the tape of the Orange County game, that 3-2 loss last time out, it was incredible that he did not score in that game. Woodwork hit, defensive saves off the line, robbed by Rando, the goalkeeper of Orange County. He should have had 1 or 2 in that game. He probably should have 3 or 4 this season, but the luck hasn't gone his way. And in a moment like this, again, that's a goal, if not for the face of Chumesi. And it's why Devin Rensing and crew feel good about Arteaga. He joined late in preseason. It took him a little while the first couple of games to gain a rhythm with his teammates, but they feel the breakthrough is coming, and 1 quickly becomes 5 for a player of that caliber.
Yeah, the conversation right now for Arteaga, Tess and Carvajal saying it should be our ball. Right, he's the one that obviously takes the shot, comes off the face of Chumesi. The most important thing for Devin Rensing and the Las Vegas Lights is that the chances are there, and there is chance creation for Manuel Arteaga. It would have been a bigger concern if he hasn't had any real good looks at goal. It's been the opposite. And like you mentioned, Joe, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he finds the back of the net, and those floodgates will certainly start to open.
Cleared it again toward Arteaga. Lays it off. Body is there at the back post. Rodriguez crashing, punch clear. Abraham Romero coming to the rescue. Gabby Torres looking upfield for Rubin. Good first quarter hour for Vegas, lively in the attacking half. Ruiz, now back from Calvillo. Hold on. Is there enough there to keep it in for Mora? Yes, Omar Mora keeps it in play. Calvillo taking his space, clever chip through. Floated all the way across for Ruiz. Nodded down on the volley, struck well, but save made by Lanfear. And a corner comes out of it for El Paso.
Good patience shown here for El Paso Locomotive. Notice this little cushion header down from Ruiz into the path of Gabby Torres, and Gabby Torres does everything right. Keeps the ball low, tries to bend it towards that far post on his preferred left foot. That's a really good save from Lanfear. Sees it late, but notice where he parries it away, not allowing a second bite at the apple.
From the corner and looking for Rubin. He's been active with Diego Abitia, which is the expectation. A striker tandem, dangerous for El Paso. Rubin leading the way. Another ball back post, crashing. Rubin has 8. Abitia has 2, but he has been dangerous playing off of Rubin and the work they've done together. Lights fans, all 3 of the 2026 Las Vegas Lights kits are now available. Scan the QR code to check them out. Kyle Scott, a little bit short. Hospital ball from Ben Mines. Scott pays the price for it.
A little bit of a coming together between him and Calvillo. Calvillo certainly late in the challenge, catches Kyle Scott. Just tells you about the aggressiveness again. El Paso Locomotive, the center midfielder, has the freedom to go and release and step in and close down that space.
All the way back for Lanfear. Hope. Johnny Rodriguez trying to create something, slipping it through. It's rolled back for Mines, brought down. Play on. Big decision there. Sid Carvajal had a good view of it. Whether he made the right call or not, I'll let you be the judge when we have a chance. I'll show you the replay. Certainly contact. Was it enough for a penalty?
Phenomenal combination play. But as Ben Mines gets in behind, this back line, certainly there is contact, but in my opinion, would have been really harsh to point to 12 yards out. Not enough to throw Ben Mines to the ground. Certainly looking for it, the winger.
Rubin latches on. Dodges the first man, Pope. Deflected, though. Good recovery from Pope. Finds Calvillo. Calvillo, did it take a deflection? He's not arguing it. Goal kick. Back to the chance on the other end. I think it's a case of big man, little man, and a little contact sends the smaller man a long way. I could say that. I've been on the receiving end of those. You're the bigger man usually in that situation, Ricky.
Yeah, there's no extension as well from the arm of Dollenmeyer. As Ben Mines certainly feels it, goes down, trying to bait Edson Carvalho to blow the whistle. It's a good no call by the referee. Big man, little man. I like that, Joe.
That's the name of our next album. We drop it in 3 weeks.
There's some good features on it as well. Hayden.
Slip through. Oh, it's set up nicely! And El Paso strikes first on the road! We know what this attack can be. It hasn't always come together, but things looking up early for the visitors.
Really good start to this match here for El Paso Locomotive. Not the best clearance from Lanford, but I love that initial ball from Calvillo. As he plays forward, he breaks the line, takes that whole midfield line out of the Las Vegas Lights, and that allows your players to come underneath Rubio Rubin. A little bit of a layoff as Ofemu overcommits. Can't come back quick enough, takes a wicked deflection as Mendez finds the back of the net, but just so quick, so clean, and El Paso in the lead.
5th goal of the regular season for Alex Mendez. Also tallied one in Open Cup this year. He's been finding his way, came over from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Spent time in Liga MX, time in Europe. A once very promising young player in the U.S. men's national team system. Won the U.S. Soccer Young Player of the Year award in 2018 after guiding the U20 side of the CONCACAF U20 Championship with 8 goals and 6 assists. Now at age 25, he hasn't quite taken that leap. Some of the players in that crop did. Some of those players populating the World Cup roster this year. But we've seen time and again in this league, a lot of players get their careers back on track with the opportunities, and this seems to be a big breakout year for Alex Mendez.
You hear so many coaches speak about being clean when trying to play out of the back, and that is so important because when you're in possession, you want to make the field as big as you possibly can. So you have your outside backs as wide as they can be, your center backs spread apart. And once you do give the ball over cheaply, now your shape is all over the place, and there's just so much time and space for the opposition. Not the best of ball in from Lanford, so that is why that initial ball from Calvillo is everything to create that goal.
Enter the Pricks Tires USL Cup Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for your chance to win a prize pack worth up to $2,000. Scan the QR code on screen and enter today. This is the start you look for on the road if you're El Paso. Talent individually shining through, testing Lanfear, beating him once, but now it's a matter of holding it. Leads have not been held all season by El Paso. red cards have played into that. Avoiding that was crucial.
Yeah, Leo just takes out Ben Mines here.
6-on-7 crime. Scott. Behind or Pinzon, haven't called his name yet. Creative player for this Vegas side, need him on the ball more often.
And it is an opportunity here for Las Vegas Lights to really put an emphasis on capitalizing on their opportunities. Over the course of 2026, speaking to Devin Rensing, continues to say that arriving in around the 18-yard box, certainly not a problem for this Las Vegas Lights side. Chance creation, not a problem. It's the ability to be clinical and make those opportunities count, to put teams away. So yes, you do not need to tie this game the next 5 minutes, but you need to start to build momentum and get the game back on your terms, which is keeping the game simple, keeping it moving, finding players like Pinzon, Rodriguez, Arteaga on a more consistent basis. The remainder of this half is going to tell us a lot about the Las Vegas Lights in terms of playing against a little bit of adversity here.
All the way back to Romero, who has not had to make a save yet, courtesy of the face of Kofi Chumesi. Looped in behind. Chumesi holds his ground. Haven't found a way around, over, or through this back line of El Paso yet, Las Vegas.
You also need a little bit more of that unpredictability factor. Arteaga, Johnny Rodriguez, Pinzon all want the ball to feet, so that is a sign for Ben Mines to be a little bit more vertical and making those runs.
Ball to the middle, and Fear off his line to send it clear. Haven't really tried much through the flanks to this point, Vegas, and that's been their strength as a late between Blake Pope on the right side and Temi Antonoglu on the left side. They're down to the sideline for El Paso after that tangle up. Torres to his feet.
What a good job using his body, Gabby Torres. As Johnny Rodriguez just trying to get around him. Maybe a little bit, catches the outside back.
Stollenmeyer. Torres. Rubin holding up play well. Calvillo. Ricky Ruiz.
Just a hold up play from Rubio Rubin, just so good. It's difficult when you have a player coming up on your back and in front of you to be able to retain possession. Now that allows this side to continue to push high up the field.
Poked back through for Torres. Stollenmeyer. Try the right side through Calvillo. Slots it centrally. Mohamed and Mora combining end line. Cut back toward Rubin. It was out of play. For a goal kick. Las Vegas Lights fans, you could scan the QR code on your screen for more on the official protein drink of the Las Vegas Lights. DrinkPromino.com. Half an hour gone from Las Vegas. Alongside MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Goal scored 20 minutes in from Alex Mendez. Can Vegas get it back? Smothered by Romero. 10 minutes in the lead for El Paso. Two teams played back in April. A 3-2 win for El Paso. That was on April 4th. A week after that, El Paso beat Hartford. They have not won a regular season game since. Their early success had them in a position, though, where they can still, with a win tonight, end up back in the middle of the playoffs in the Western Conference and essentially just forget about the last couple months as they were. A mere blip on the radar if this team reaches its full capacity going forward. They've got the coach for it. They've got the players for it. Circumstances haven't really cultivated it, though, in recent weeks, in the last couple of months, really. Just felt like a dark cloud hanging over this El Paso Locomotive side, but maybe the cloud's parting. Famo Guillen. Good ball through to the end line, cut back. It was there. Ben Mines slow to react, awkward touch.
And it's the second time on that far side we've seen the Lights do a good job at, watch out.
We're a long way away. Nobody is Ricky Lopez-Espin.
Have to applaud the attempt to even try it. To have the vision there.
How many years has it been since you did that now? 5?
And way too long. You're trying to age me.
Chumesi. Ruiz brought down, that could be yellow. Very intentional from Kyle Scott. That's the argument from the El Paso bench, but it looks like he'll get away without seeing a card.
Definitely should be in the book. Ruiz gets on the wrong side of Kyle Scott. Now he has to try to recover. Just comes through the back. None of the ball, all the player. And an opportunity again for El Paso Locomotive to put pressure on Lanfear and this Las Vegas Lights goal.
Prizes for the Circus Adventure Dome. Make some noise for tonight's
Well, he was going for goal from a long way out. Set up there off the ricochet. Player down. It was the man in the wall who got hit with the initial free kick, and Scott.
Hits it well. Mendez just trying to go up and over. You see Kyle Scott, when he does turn, catches the back of his head.
Goes over and has a seat. Thinking about this first half that has been. More action coming on CBS on Saturday, July 18th for USL Championship Eastern Conference Showdown. Last season's champion Pittsburgh Riverhounds go head-to-head with the 2025 Players' Shield winner Louisville City in a must-watch match of the summer. Two elite clubs, one massive stage. Don't miss a minute of the action on CBS at noon Eastern, July 18th. Second meeting of the season between those two teams. Pittsburgh took it 2-0 on the road in Louisville back in May. Louisville hoping for revenge this time in Pittsburgh. Rodriguez back for Pope. Nowhere to go. Sneaks it back through for Rodriguez. Nifty turn along the sideline, but referee says no foul. It will be a throw, though, for Las Vegas. Rodriguez guides it along. Good pressure, some contact, free kick for Vegas in a promising area to whip across it.
Can clearly see what Gabby Torres thinks of this call from Edson Carvajal. Good ball and good recognition from Aaron Guillen. Changing the point of attack, sloppy touch. And it's the right call. Ben Mines anticipates, gets the right body position and the right leg that comes in between Ben Mines. Catches him. And if you are Antonoglu, you have to favor an in-swinger here, really testing that near post area of Romero, of the Lights goal.
Temi Antonoglu, very good service provider on these set pieces, comes across for the in-swinger. The left back of Las Vegas on the season with just one assist, coming over from the Canadian Premier League. His best 11 2 seasons ago. Whips it to the back post, punched clear by Romero. Time wearing thin in this first half. Bottom left of your screen. A little stray elbow there from Mora. A little delayed reaction, so I can't imagine there was much force behind it, but the contact is undeniable. Something out here for Vegas. Blocked. Clipped in, looking for Arteaga. Backward clearance from Dollenmeyer. It's out for a corner.
Not the best shape there from the Locomotive backline. You have 3 Las Vegas players sitting at that back post. Breakdown in terms of communication and positioning.
Corner brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm. Arc toward the back post. Romero punches clear. Rodriguez drives one in low. Good service. It's just begging for a touch on the end of it that they didn't get.
That's a flawless ball from Johnny Rodriguez. Smashes it on top of the 6-yard box, just inviting someone to come across the face of goal. It's been those little details that continue to lack here for Las Vegas Lights to really draw this game.
Deflected off that effort. Romero trying to prevent the corner. He just, no. Assistant referee says it was over the end line. Corner coming.
Light him up! Light him up! Light him up! Light him up!
Tough to tell from that angle. Assistant referee, though, was right on it.
Light him up! Light him up!
Vegas trying to light up the scoreboard. Short corner routine, 3-man weave basically to the end line. Pope drives it in. A lot of traffic in front. Arteaga misses. Pope. Tracked down by Rubio Rubin. Never lose sight of the work that Rubin does defensively for his teams, be it club or country. Pope. Dangerous ball in, just beyond Mines. A lot of runs from the midfield for Mines into the box today.
Especially when you have players like Johnny Rodriguez that likes. Marky Barr certainly does not agree with this call. Him and Kyle Scott having a really difficult time. Figuring out the whistle of Edson Carvajal here. Watch the right leg. Does he make contact with the ball? Does he come through? Alex Mendez. Difficult to tell. Certainly feel like there is contact from Marky Barr coming through. Devin Renton giving their 4th, an earful right now. Really disappointed with these fouls called. We're going back to the movement of Ben Mines. You have to be aware if Manuel Arteaga drops a little bit deeper and links up the play and Johnny Rodriguez provides the width, that is your signal that you need to be the reference point centrally. That last ball across, Arteaga's a little bit deeper, and he's caught on the wrong side of his individual marker, which allows El Paso Locomotive, and that's just a bit silly from Ben Mines.
He's got to be careful here. Very animated. His teammates come in to get him out of the way.
Yellow card issued to Las Vegas Lights number 7, Ben Mines.
Just no need. No need here from Ben Mines. Just comes through and catches Ruiz. The ball's gone, knows exactly what he's doing. Leads with his elbow and his shoulder. Deservingly so good, gets into the book.
Attention Lights fans, join us Tuesday, August 5th as your Las Vegas Lights take the pitch for an exciting home match on First Responders Night. Arrive early and join us at the pre-match tailgate featuring a touch-a-truck live DJ and more family-friendly fun. Let's pack the stands and show our appreciation for local heroes as we cheer the Lights on to victory. So the fireworks in the distance beyond the stadium on Independence Day here. A first half that has largely been devoid of those fireworks in the attack for Las Vegas, as El Paso searches for another, already up 1-0. Well, there will be 5 added minutes at the end of this first half. Dullenmeyer looking long, and the flag comes up and denies that threat. Alex Mendez couldn't hold his run, but he's got a goal already in this half, back in the 20th minute. The difference right now.
Really good touch.
Elsewhere in the Western Conference, some final scores. Colorado Springs 3-1 win at home over Phoenix. They came from behind in that game after Phoenix scored early. San Antonio, despite 2 red cards, played to a 0-0 draw against Monterey Bay, and they actually maybe should have won that game. They had 2 red cards, and they also had a penalty missed in the 84th minute from Jorge Hernandez. 10 minutes to go. New Mexico up 2-1 at home on Oakland. The Roots trying to battle back. They were down 2-0. A Peter Wilson penalty brought them within 1. Stoppage time presented by Promino. Into 5 minutes of it. Rodriguez. Oh, clever. Almost clicked it through for Pope.
But it's just such good defending again from Gabby Torres.
Play on, a lot of contact there both ways. Mines forcing his way through. Mines cutting it back just beyond Christian Pinzon. But he tracks it down nonetheless. Pinzon. Still Pinzon deflected and cleared.
Gabby Torres has had a really strong first half here in terms of his defending. Not easy to deal with. Number 1, Johnny Rodriguez Arteaga, but also the vertical runs from Blake Pope from his right back position. And really solid within the discipline and positioning. Left back of El Paso Locomotive. As I say that, commits a foul.
All your fault.
All my fault, I'll take that one.
Scott. Good ball finding Mines. He's brought down. Referee sees nothing wrong with it. Pope delivering out for a corner, brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm. 3 minutes to the 5 given in stoppage time. Vegas still pushing for an equalizer before the break that would drastically change the team talks. In swinger near post. A lot of traffic. Ball drops kindly for Vegas, but Ofemo couldn't do anything with it. It's Dullenmeyer, the center back, racing ahead. Dullenmeyer still fish out of water, but holding it up nicely for El Paso, keeping the attack alive. Mora. Abitia, flag stays down. Too much on it. Oh, that would have been special. orchestrating the counter for El Paso. A chance to go up 2-0 into the break. Mines. Pope working it back. Blocked.
It's been about the 4th time that we've seen this same ball from the Lights. You get to the end line, you cut it back, and just no one having the movement to play off Arteaga or Johnny Rodriguez. This time, Johnny Rodriguez needs to be a lot more aggressive at crashing towards that 6-yard box. Those are the little things that need to continue to clean up if you are going to play with those 2 players playing off one another. If you pull out a center back, the other one needs to stay centrally.
One last corner in this first half for Vegas to try and salvage something. Brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm.
I think that's on a loop or someone.
No, that's the PA announcer.
Saying
I don't
it
think
every
he's
single
talking. I
time.
don't think he's talking about the fireworks in the distance either. They want a goal here, and they get it right before the break. Las Vegas ties it. Johnny Rodriguez, 9 on the season.
Coming into this match, we mentioned Johnny Rodriguez needs service, especially when he is in around that 18-yard box. No one in an El Paso Locomotive jersey marks him. And notice that little bit of a change in terms of his location. Notices the flight just peels off the shoulder of Omar Mora, and it's a textbook header over his left shoulder into the ground, which is a nightmare for Romero. 1-1 right before halftime.
And that is the last play of the half as Johnny Rodriguez ties things. Those locker room chats are going to be drastically different now. It's a Las Vegas Lights goal presented by Circus Circus Hotel and Casino. Go Bananas, crowd! It's 1-1 before the break. We knew there'd be goals and entertainment between these 2 teams. That was the case when they met back in April to a 3-2 El Paso win. It was Mendez in the 20th. It was Rodriguez 5 minutes into stoppage time. It's 1-1 at the break between Las Vegas and El Paso.
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
Escape to a vacation at Circus Circus. Experience the thrill of the Adventure Dome. 5 acres with more than 25 rides to keep you on the edge of your seat. Ride our newest attractions, Nebula Z, Twists and Teacups, Circus Swings, and Little Sprinter Raceway. More rides, more excitement, an experience for the entire family. Life's a circus. Let's play!
go from Las Vegas, Nevada. Rodriguez scored the winner that night. He shoots here. Oh, and he buries it with a rocket and across. It's in 2-1. Cashman Field certainly packed with Vegas Lights supporters tonight. Just more excited. Play in front of the home fans. Who wouldn't be?
Up here, it is fantastic in Las Vegas tonight, but we can feel the energy.
Lively first half here on Independence Day. We've been treated to a fireworks show in the distance and some late fireworks in the first half. It's 1-1 between Vegas and El Paso. It's also World Cup time right now in the United States. Carlos Chamosa, the head coach of San Antonio, caught up with him to get a bit of his memories and insight in 2002 when he represented the United States.
In the middle of the 2026 World Cup, Carlos Lamosa is focused on something else. The head coach of San Antonio FC is navigating his club through the midway point of the USL Championship season. But nearly a quarter century ago, the World Cup was Lamosa's dream come true.
Well, that was a unique experience for many reasons. First, that was the first World Cup of the century. That was the first time the World Cup happens in two different countries. And that was the first time that happens in Asia.
The 2002 World Cup is to date the best performance by the U.S. men's national team. A stunning victory over Portugal in the group stage. A shutout of arch rival Mexico in the round of 16. With South Korea's 13-hour time difference to U.S. Eastern Time, Americans had to be creative for live overnight matches. Bars were open at 4 in the morning making breakfast for your matches. Were you aware of all of that at the time?
We found out being there in Korea. They show us videos of footage from TV networks, having a watching party at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Also for me, I have Colombian news going to my parents' house in Colombia in the middle of the night to do interviews when we were playing live.
In 2026, the World Cup includes more than 40 players whose careers were touched by different levels of USL. Lamosa now has a seat to watching players chase their own World Cup dreams.
Here from our academy from San Antonio, we have a player representing the U.S. on the U17 qualifier. That's a very important league in the U.S. soccer developmental program.
What do you get when you take a Liverpool lad, throw in some Middle America, and sprinkle in the Pacific Northwest? One of the brightest up-and-coming minds in the USL coaching pyramid. Head coach of League One club Spokane Velocity, Lee Viedman, joins the show to talk his organization's early success, long-term sustainability, and how year 3 could finally see a star thrown above their crest. This is USL All Access, available exclusively on the USL YouTube page.
Hay mucha fiesta, señor Martino. Hay de revancha, doctor. Pero falta gol y estamos a esperar a un gol. ¿Hugo Sánchez? Sí, tira para adelante. ¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Súbete, llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chapar, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Pasa al norte! A donde me dé la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso. ¡Listo, vamos!
This is your moment.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Off we go from Las Vegas, Nevada. Rodriguez scored the winner that night. He shoots here. Oh, and he buries it with a rocket and across. It's in 2-1. Cashman Field certainly packed with Vegas Lights supporters tonight. Just more excited. Play in front of the home fans. Who wouldn't be?
Up here, it is fantastic in Las Vegas tonight, but we can feel the energy.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. Time to get you caught up on the headlines this week. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Orange County did it again last Wednesday, a 4-2 victory at Miami FC. That was Orange County's 8th consecutive match away from its home stadium after welcoming the U.S. national team for its World Cup base camp. Orange County has now gone 5 league matches in a row without a loss and owns the top spot in the Western Conference. Charleston Battery lit up the scoreboard again last week, a 4-1 win over Loudoun United. That's 14 goals in their last 3 league matches, with Malik Foster scoring in 4 straight games. All right, some expansion news from Oklahoma City. A groundbreaking kicked off a new stadium this month, and 3 more professional athletes have joined the club's investment group. The NBA's Jalen Williams, NFL quarterback Baker Mayfield, and Olympic gold medalist Sydney McLaughlin-Lerone are now part of the group with an eye on kickoff in 2028. Upcoming national spotlight games in League One and the Championship. The USL Cup finale between San Antonio and Chattanooga on ESPN2. Then a pair of matches on CBS Sports Network. Sporting Jacks and Pittsburgh on the 15th, followed by AC Boise and Portland on the 17th. And then, of course, the big one on CBS Saturday the 18th. Pittsburgh hosting Louisville City. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
One to one after 45 minutes between Las Vegas and El Paso. It didn't always look like we'd get there, but tie is what we have at the break. Johnny Rodriguez, 5 minutes into stoppage time, gets us here. Plenty of goals to talk about around USL Championship this evening. A lot of results already in the book, too, that really stood out early on, Ricky, with both Tampa Bay and Charleston bowling.
They have massive results for Lexington to go into Al Lang and drop 4 on the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Charleston Battery loses at Indy 11. In Brooklyn, they get their first road win against the Pittsburgh Riverhound side when they play at home. And Louisville, Jansen Wilson is a difference to pick up the points, taking down Hartford Athletic.
It was Brooklyn's first win since April 11th. That's what El Paso is after to do tonight as well. Their first win since the same day, April 11th. Tulsa and Sacramento, it's biblical out there right now. They're in a weather delay, and it shows no signs of letting up. Still nil between San Antonio and Monterey Bay. New Mexico holding on barely for a big win over Oakland.
Yeah, switchbacks 3-1 against Phoenix Rising, and San Antonio and Monterey Bay, 2 red cards. Mitchell Tanner and Petruni both get sent off for Carlos Hermosa.
And Jorge Hernandez also missed a penalty in that one in the 84th minute. So a lot to unpack from San Antonio and Monterey Bay. A lot to unpack from our first half. When we return, we'll take a look back at highlights and stats. From the first half, it's Vegas and El Paso all knotted up at 1.
Mike, I don't know what's going on with me. I feel kind of down. My vibe's just off.
Don't worry, I got you. I'll show you where I found my vibe.
Find your vibe, flexible financing, and your next car. All closer than you think at Findlay Volkswagen.
Ready for a better ride? Get more value with honest deals and no charge registration.
Hey! Stop by today and find your vibe.
I'm here to find my bike.
All right.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hola, soy Ramón Martín del Campo, oficial de policía en Henderson y ex capitán del equipo de Las Vegas Lights. Estoy orgulloso de haber sido un donante vivo y que mi madre fue una beneficiada con un riñón. El 85% de los americanos en la lista de espera necesitan un trasplante de riñón. Los nevadenses damos esperanza. Únete a nosotros en wearenevadans.org.
At Capriati's, we slow roast butterball turkeys overnight, then hand pull them every morning, and carefully slice the most premium beef sold in America, Snake River Farms American Wagyu. We've been doing this for 50 years. We believe real food made with the best ingredients is worth the extra effort. It's why the Bobby was voted America's greatest sandwich, and why we earned a place in the Cheesesteak Hall of Fame. Try any of our award-winning sandwiches today and taste why we're simply the best since 1976. Sign up for Capriati's Rewards and get a free small sub with purchase.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Comprehensive Cancer Centers and by Wallet. We'll look back at highlights. Goal, his 5th of the season, and then Johnny Rodriguez at the other end got his 9th. It matches his total from last season. And Johnny Rodriguez set this place ablaze right before halftime, completely changing the complexion of this game. Look at the stats from that first half. They paint an interesting picture. Stats show the shots even, show the possession heavily in Vegas' favor. The score is even, but I don't know that it necessarily deserved to be 1-1 in that first half, Ricky. It felt like El Paso, they were the side that were the aggressors that had the better chances.
Definitely the more threatening of the two. El Paso Locomotive and Junior Gonzalez needs to be pleased with their performance, but it's that little lack of focus, understanding that you have to defend your set piece as well, because Johnny Rodriguez, Arteaga, and Pinzon just so clinical. You need to tighten things up in the second half if you want to continue to leave Las Vegas Lights with some points.
It looks like over down on the bench, some changes are being readied by El Paso as well. Or to confirm that for you, as they sort things out with the assistant coaches and the 4th official, you just wonder if conceding in that fashion right before half just left such a bad taste in Junior Gonzalez's mouth coming into the second half.
Definitely changes the halftime talk. You go in thinking you're going to be up a goal. Now it's tied 1-1, and the momentum in favor of Devin Rensing and the Las Vegas Lights. Interesting to see the players that are coming off here for El Paso Locomotive.
Players coming on include Nico Cardona and Alvaro Quezada. There's two of the players who were least involved in that first half who are coming off. Didn't say these names much. Kenneth Hoban and Omar Mora giving way. Again, it's Nico Cardona coming in on the back line for Kenneth Hoban, and Alvaro Quezada replacing Omar Mora. And underway in half number 2. Vegas right to left in the black. El Paso left to right in the cream and light blue. Glad to have you with us this evening on ESPN Plus alongside Ricky Lopez Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. And Ricky is okay, by the way. He glitched out a minute ago, but happy to report he's back.
Back and better.
Substitution for El Paso at half. Entering the match, number 2, Nicolas Cardona, and number 18, Alvaro Quezada. Exiting the match, number 29.
Long run from Arteaga. Seeing a goal like that before break really just stokes the momentum for Vegas. It runs like that from Arteaga, putting in that little extra shift. Although, just as I'm about to say that, Johnny Rodriguez completely sat down away from everything right side of your screen a minute into this. And that certainly puts a damper on things if he can't go. And he just turned around and glanced over at the sideline. You wonder if this is something that he was feeling after the goal he scored and wanted to give it a go in this second half, and realized after a quick jog that he might be done.
If he can't go, this is a big miss for the Las Vegas Lights, not only because you take out your leading goal scorer, but you also burn a window, right? Not even 2 minutes after coming out of the break for Devin Rensing. Certainly didn't seem to be any contact. In this second half, Johnny Rodriguez just goes down on his own. Hopefully he's okay to continue on. As you look at the bench here for Las Vegas Lights, who will be subs for him, Alex Anderson or Kire is another player that can provide higher up the field. No type of profile on the roster for Devin Rensing, just like Johnny Rodriguez here.
He's feeling it. His chest, ribs area. He was grabbing in that area right before kickoff as well. That was right before kickoff in this second half. He sat down. Trainers came out to look. He does look like he's set to continue. He has to stay off the field now until the referee is backing him out. It's got to be a minute with the new all-field treatment rules. So he has to wait the full minute until he's allowed to come back in. He's still on the sideline at midfield, clutching that area of his chest. You wonder if he's just in some discomfort. If it's physical or if it's mental at this point to carry onwards. In any regard, it's another corner coming now for Las Vegas, brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm. No, it changed to a goal kick. They were going to have him back-to-back. They certainly seem to think so. Well, on Rodriguez, while we're waiting for him to be way back on, and there he goes. Had a good lengthy chat with Devin Rensing about Rodriguez this week. A couple of weeks ago, Devin Kerr and I were on the call for Las Vegas' match against Orange County, and we spent a lot of time on Johnny Rodriguez, a player his age, his profile, now 28. If you were to go back a few years when he burst into this league with the Oakland Roots in 2021, back to that in a moment, something on maybe for El Paso. Vegas trying to get it clear, and they do. If you were to look at players his age, his profile, and with the reputations around them and put them in a lineup, he might not have even been a top 5 pick of yours for players of that position, that profile, to go on and have the success he's had now in USL Championship. Multiple dozen goal seasons, 9 last year for Vegas, now 9 this year. He's already matched last season's total, but he's just always found a way. A player who doesn't have a set position, a player who maybe lacks certain key physical traits that other players may have and be better at, but he just has some thing that you can't quantify, whether it's between the ears, whether it's what's in the chest. There's something about him that the success just continues to follow.
And we talk about the success, but somehow he is still underrated in USL Championship, and a player that you like to compare him, saying that he's not as good as him, but Luis Suarez, the ability to find those little pockets of space and to have those kind of unorthodox types of finishes that Johnny Rodriguez has been able to pull off in his career. But I think Johnny Rodriguez is at his best when he's a little bit deeper, because that gives him the ability to face up.
El Paso trying to reclaim the lead. Overlap on the ground. First meaningful touch for the substitute, Nico Cardona. Doesn't go the way he hoped.
And also allows Johnny Rodriguez to keep the game in front of him, and that really dictates the type of movements that he wants to instill higher up the field, whether it is running in behind or getting the ball to feet. He can do a little bit of everything. And yes, you look at him, he's not the strongest player in the field, but he's really clever at the timing when he arrives into the 18-yard box, how he arrives in the areas that he plays off his individual marker. Just a nightmare to defend.
Lights fans, join on August 1st for Aces Night as they celebrate the Las Vegas Aces and recognize their incredible WNBA championship. Be part of the excitement at Cashman Stadium. Numbers for El Paso, threaded through, going for goal and scoring! It's the substitute, Alvaro Quesada, pushing all the right buttons. Junior Gonzalez, El Paso back in front.
Once this clip plays back, I just want you to notice the lack of shape from Las Vegas Lights within their defensive set. You have three all overexposed once this ball is turned over, and just a recognition, number one from Quezada. Antonoglu's caught high, so he just exploits that space. But this is wonderful from Alex Mendez. Drives at this back line, so it keeps Guillen honest, because he cannot rotate over quick enough. And once he engages Guillen to step into him, that's when he plays the ball into Quezada, allowing him to step into it, giving him time and space to come back across his body. And it's a classy finish to give the Locomotive a lead yet again.
Back and forth we go. Again, it was 3-2 El Paso when these teams met back in April. Wondered if we might have something similar in store tonight, and so far, yes. Turning into space, wasting it. A lot of moments like that in the first half for Vegas. Amid all the menacing moments they had, where it looked like something might be on a lot of squandering. Watch the USL on ESPN2, July 11th, Brink Stars USL Cup Interleague matchup. Championship club San Antonio looking to clinch Group 3 with a win over League One opponent Chattanooga Red Wolves, determined to spoil the party. That is next week, Saturday, July 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Next week, again the 11th, not just that San Antonio-Chattanooga matchup. It's when all of USL Cup will wrap up, the group stage at least. Quarterfinals beyond that. Difficult spill there as Mines landed right on top of Gabi Torres. Mines has a yellow, remember, from the first half, the only yellow on the Vegas side. Just back to next Saturday, 20 games in USL Cup. It is a fully stacked day to wrap up group play. And just about every group hangs in the balance. Couple of rare exceptions. Tampa Bay already wrapped up Group 7 because of the tiebreaker head-to-head on Miami. Everything else, there is something that can be done one way or the other. Quesada tries to spring Mendez, the two goal scorers combining. Well, did not stay in play. Late whistle from our referee. Where do you stand on fireworks? I know you've got a dog at home, so you're probably not the biggest fan because it means some chaos for you.
But to be honest, Enzo, who is my dog, doesn't really get affected by fireworks.
That's good.
Yeah, so I got lucky there. You?
Oh, I like them.
Yeah, like them? Yeah, I don't mind them.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of them, like when they're set to some sort of like other showcase, like music or like a theme or something. Like if you go to a ballpark and they're playing some old song and it's synced up to it, or if you go to Disney or something and it's synced up to the music. Fireworks by themselves, like, all right, they're fun, they're bright, they're making noise. By themselves, they don't wow me.
But certainly for 4th of July, you're a fan.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Happy 4th.
Sometimes you got to back it up, Terry, and make sure that you're safe as well. Big weekend for America. 4th of July, went over Bosnia, Belgium coming up.
Rumor has it you're actually going to be at that game.
Rumors are true. Avitia right now in some pain after that challenge. I would expect tempers to flare in this game. There was some testy moments when these teams met back in April in that 3-2 El Paso win. There's been a couple of flare-ups tonight. Second time they're meeting already.
A little bit of contact
right there,
from
yeah.
Avitia, but it's the extended leg from Guillen. Is that intentional? No real kick out in terms of the action there. Obviously, did not take kindly to it, the striker, so something that you need to watch out for the remainder of this match as those two players continue to battle.
Rubio Rubin, a moment he'd like back. Certainly not on his career highlight reel. Rodriguez feeds it through. Pinzon, flag stayed down. Pinzon, back post, parried away. Still loose for Rodriguez, saved by Romero. Not out of the woods yet, Locomotive. Flared in again, Romero slaps it away again. Guillen keeps it alive. And a foul against Vegas will end the threat. Ibarra to Hansi.
Really good hold-up play here from Johnny Rodriguez. He brings in Dolan Meyer and Chimesi. That allows Pinzon to run in behind. And you see what Johnny Rodriguez is simply trying to do, pick up that corner. Good recovery from the goalkeeper to make himself big.
Now end-to-end the other way. Hear the fireworks now in the distance beyond the stadium as we approach the hour mark. El Paso back in the lead. Vegas chasing again. Arteaga. Fronted by Chumesi. Arteaga. And they will end up granting the corner here after the protest from Johnny Rodriguez. Corner brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm, and they might want to sign Johnny Rodriguez up. Good argument there, won the case.
Light him up! Light him up! Light him up! Light him up! Light him up!
After the short corner, Pinzon cuts it back. Antonoglu hurling one back post, slapped away again by Romero. Seen a short corner work, Ricky? I'm still waiting.
Especially right after you score one on the...
Right?
Putting the ball into the mixer, why not go after it again?
It's my biggest old man take about this sport, I think, still to this
Short
day.
corners?
I do not like them. Paso again with some numbers and some space, but cleared away.
Could be useful sometimes.
Sometimes, but you've never seen a direct corner go totally awry. You've seen some short corners end up in disaster.
I agree with that.
And especially to your point, after you scored directly off of a corner going into halftime, Antonoglu's a terrific distributor. Pinzone's a terrific distributor. You've got 3 big aerial threats, including Rodriguez, who scored the goal, Arteaga, and others. Let's whip the ball in. Old-fashioned. I mean, Arsenal literally won a title doing that this season, and nothing else.
A bit more aggressive here from Las Vegas Lights, stepping higher, forcing the issue. Good recognition from Marky Barra to be the leader in terms of that.
Guillen. Fouled. During this stretch without a victory in the regular season, El Paso, they've seen some leads slip. They've already seen one slip tonight. Can they hold this one? A couple games back, that 1-1 draw against Phoenix, they had a lead. In the 1-1 draw against Detroit, they had a lead. It's either felt like they've lost leads in games or they lost players in games. In some cases, both. At the end of May, they lost to Lexington. They didn't lose a lead, but they had 2 red cards that dashed their hopes. Against Oakland in May, they had a lead, and then 15 minutes later, a red card. And then they squandered that game from 1-0 up, playing 11v11, to a 2-1 loss, playing 10v11. It's been the theme. Now here you are on the road, 27 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Can you first and foremost stay playing with 11? And can you protect the lead? They can tick both those boxes and walk away with a victory tonight. All it takes sometimes is one to get a team back on track. We know their talent. We know Junior Gonzalez's pedigree as a coach. It's just a matter of putting it all together. Haven't won in the regular season since April 11th. Raced out to the top of the table in the Western Conference at the beginning of the season. Fortunately for El Paso, other teams have just been cannibalizing each other. And for the most part, the top teams in the East have been beating the West in the cross-conference matchups. So amid their struggles, again, not having won since April 11th, in the live table, they vault up into 7th place. And they would be just 1 win out of 3rd place, as hard as that is to believe. You can quickly erase almost 3 months of futility with just a couple of results. That's how tight things are in the West.
Especially in USL Championship, momentum is just so important. You mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Joe, this was around the time last year that we saw Pittsburgh go on a run, put them in a really comfortable place into the playoffs. So it does seem like Gabby Torres is shaken up a little bit.
And we'll see a couple of changes both ways here. We'll rattle them off for you when they become official. That'll be Manu Arteaga's night coming to an end on the Vegas side. Replaced by Olex Anderson. Golex Anderson, as some call him. Coming off a goal last game in the defeat against Orange County. And this season he has been one of their key guys. 4 goals, second on the team, behind Johnny Rodriguez. Also see Giorgio Probo in the midfield. And the last change, we'll see Ben Mines and his yellow card come off the field. Placed by Abraham Ochere. And here's a big insertion for El Paso. Carl Sainty, welcome back from the World Cup. He was there with Haiti. They fought valiantly, eliminated in the group stage. Put on a good show in their final group match, a 4-2 defeat against Morocco, who just made the quarterfinal today. So Carl Sainty, welcome back. Gabby Torres departs. as does Rubio Rubin, and Mo Diaz enters as well. Rubin stays in. It's Abitia who comes off.
It's going to change things for El Paso Locomotive. As Sainty will come centrally, he'll play next to Calvillo. That will push up Mendez a little bit higher. Also gives Junior Gonzalez a little bit more of bite in that central location, more defensively, to try to solidify this result, while the Las Vegas Lights bring in Ochire. He's going to give you 1v1 ability, can really run in behind and test the shape. So you have a front three of Ochire, Anderson, and Johnny Rodriguez, with Olak's ability to run in behind and stretch the game and be more vertical than Manuel Arteaga. So different type of profiles coming in for both sides.
Rodriguez. Almost through. Darting run from Pope. In. Awkward challenge in the midfield. Marky Barra sees yellow.
Try to recover after a heavy touch. Ibarra comes in late, really rash. Deserving of a yellow card. Studs are exposed. Not a lot of contact, which ultimately saves him from seeing a different color.
Just over 20 minutes remaining. Paso back on top.
Substitution for your Las Vegas Lights entering the match, correction. Number 25, Olex Anderson. Number 27, Giorgio Provo. And number 43, Abraham Ochire.
Out to Cardona. Dollenmeyer. Play over the top. Settled by Quesada, looking across for Diaz. Tried the quick ball through. And it yields a corner for El Paso.
Las Vegas Lights fans, be sure to stay in your seats after the match for a special fireworks show. For those of you sitting in the premium deck, we encourage you to move to the general admission section to enjoy the show.
In-swinger driven back post. Flicked away, and now El Paso will do it from the opposite side. Dollenmeyer just listlessly drifting out of play. Las Vegas Lights fans, scan the QR code on your screen for more on the official protein drink of the Las Vegas Lights. DrinkPromino.com. Flag will stay down here. Olex Anderson battling through. Anderson squaring it. Rodriguez had it blocked, fighting still. Dollenmeyer just emergency hack, swipes it out for a corner.
Good work from Anderson to let the play develop, to keep his head up and allow Johnny Rodriguez, who does a good job at keeping his balance. Notice how difficult of a strike this is, to get clean contact on it as he's leaning away. Dollenmeyer at the right place at the right time. Doesn't know much about it, but dangerous set piece here for the Lights.
In swinger from the corner. See by the Richard Harris Law Firm, but it's in the arms of Romero.
Good ball to this near post area from Antonoglu. Certainly hits the hand of Anderson. It's in Carvajal.
That is a sore subject for some people. A little hand to God there as England are set to play at the Azteca once again tomorrow. In the World Cup for the first time since Maradona did it. I'll tell you what though, while I wouldn't encourage it, in a league where there is still no VAR, that's the place to try it.
Okay, yeah, be a little bit sneakier. Look at that. At least try to hide it if you are Anderson.
I don't think he was actually trying that there. I think he just got off balance in his jump and it hit his hand. If he was trying it, then, well, yeah, maybe not the most sensible moment.
I mean, maybe watching a little bit of Wemby highlights before.
Does that mean he's going to try to elbow somebody and take their legs out in the next 5 minutes? Or having a good laugh about it now with Dollenmeyer. At the referee. Dollenmeyer signaling over the bench for a substitution. Not for himself, but for the down player. Back to his feet now. But Ricky Ruiz still showing the pain on the face, and Junior Gonzalez maybe thinking of the swap to make. But he only has one sub remaining here in the 75th minute, so whatever he decides, it's his last chance to impact this game. Does that mean it's a like-for-like substitution? Does he bring on somebody else and move a player already out there into the spot of Ricky Ruiz? Well, we have our answer. After some discussion with his assistants, gets the final sub out to the halfway line. Arturo Ortiz waiting to be signaled on. Referees won't allow the substitution now at this stoppage. Fourth official making sure the card is squared away and doing the equipment check on Ortiz. Free kick for Vegas, and now it looks like they'll try to make that change. No, Vegas went quickly. They want to take advantage of being up a man right now. Can they make it count? Ochire lost it. Clipped ahead, good ball into space, forcing Lampier to make a move off his line. Sainty almost recovered it. Dangerous ball in behind. Still playing down a man right now. Due to the injury, El Paso, before they can bring Ortiz out there. And it's whistled down for a free kick. Seems like the fourth official or an assistant referee spotted that. Carvajal didn't call it initially, but he grants it in the end, and here's a sub. Ortiz coming on for the injured Ruiz.
Substitution for El Paso in the 77th minute. Entering the match, number 25, Palermo.
There was a little bit of a pull from Dollenmeyer, catching Anderson. Something to be aware about. Good run.
Fed through, staying on side. Rubin, his touch takes him wide. Can he recover? Rubin cutting, still. Patience as he lays it off for Cardona.
But it's really good defending from Mofemu. Not to dive in, not to give Rubin any sort of avenue to penetrate.
Does Vegas have an avenue back into this game? Or are they on their way to a second consecutive one-goal defeat here at home, falling 3-2 to Orange County last time? Tenoglu fouled. That loss to Orange County came on the heels of a 2-1 road win against a solid Birmingham team. We thought that could be a launching point forward, as we've seen for so many teams. All it takes is one win to rattle off a couple this season. One win gets your mind right, gets you going in the right direction. They thought they had it with the early lead against Orange County, but squandered it. And now after just about 2 weeks off, in a similar position, down 1 at home. And that won't help the case. Lights fans, join us Tuesday, August 5th, as your Vegas Lights take the pitch for an exciting home match on First Responders Night. Arrive early and join us to the pre-match tailgate featuring Touch-A-Truck, live DJ, and more family-friendly fun. Let's pack the stands and show the appreciation for the local heroes as we cheer the Lights on to victory. No more home regular season games in July for Vegas after tonight. Back home August 1st against Phoenix, and then that August 5th game as well. Diaz. Almost given away. After this, El Paso in the regular season visits Tulsa, hosts Sporting Jacks, and visits Orange County. 2 out of 3 of those difficult on paper, 1 out of 3 of those you should win. At home against last place Sporting Jacks, but no easy games in this league. It's after next week where El Paso turns its attention to USL Cup. In a must-win situation to keep their hopes of advancement in the quarterfinals alive. They'll need some help as well. Could this win be their springboard? The first regular season win since April 11th. Yellow shown to Johnny Rodriguez. He walked away. Something he said, perhaps, or is it for the initial foul?
Yellow card issued to El Paso number 25, Palermo Ortiz.
That's for Ortiz kicking the ball away at the end of that. It certainly wasn't for the foul on Sainty. Just couldn't quite make out if it was something Johnny said or Arturo did. It's the latter. Now it's Anderson. Pope delivering. Dollenmeyer diving through to clear it. And Tenoglu. Anderson stood up. Well done defensively by Cardona. And El Paso break out and find the insurance goal. Diaz, under 10 to play plus stoppage. Diaz just waiting for somebody to show. Circles it back for Sainty.
Missed a run from Ruby Rubin. It's a really good run on the opposite side of Benofemu. Over the last 5 minutes, you're starting to see El Paso Locomotive sit a little bit deeper defensively, trying to see out this result. So if you are Las Vegas Lights, when you break down in mid to low block, the tempo needs to be really high. It needs to have a lot of movement. Good ball here.
But the run not timed, offside. Anderson lets it run. And Tenoglu steps up into Anderson again. Ochere driving everything but the last piece. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. And if you're looking to get to one of these games now, here this summer around USL Championship, you can use SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. When he gets to 3, you're in trouble. He just counted to 2, our referee. Final warning for Rubin. Should clarify, he's not on a yellow, so it's your final warning before a yellow, not a red here. Looking again directly in behind for Anderson, recovered by Pinzone, now Antonoglu. Pinzone, very quiet night from Pinzone. Ibarra. Guillen. Heartbeat too slow. Diaz able to stymie and win it back for El Paso.
Just way too slow for the lights here, on and off the ball. Just allowing so much time and space here for El Paso Locomotive to push the envelope.
Good ball in. Ball goes wide.
And that is all because there's #1, no pressure on the ball, allowing Memo Diaz to pick up his head. And as you allow Rubin to develop his run, Ofemio a little bit late to track. Thankfully, Rubin unable to really redirect it towards goal, but good run from the striker.
Still have 2 subs at their disposal. El Paso all out. Pinzone. Rodriguez. Free kick given. Dangerous spot.
The movement from Ortiz once the ball's gone just impedes the run from Pinzone here. Ball's gone, just slides in, not allowing him to run in between. A little bit silly because Sainty's already there. No real need for Ortiz, and now it sets up a comfortable distance for Pinzone or Antonoglu to stand over and really test Romero here.
See if they were watching Malik Tillman on Friday. Make a change right here before the free kick. That'll be all for Mark Ibarra and his yellow card coming off the field. Carson Locker comes on. Antonoglu or Pinzone? Antonoglu looks more poised. Instead, it is Pinzone into the wall.
Good job by the wall. How many times have we seen the wall split, players turn their back, afraid of getting hit, and the ball just simply goes right through that area. Jump in unison, stay together. Well done.
And exiting the match, number 23, Mark Ibarra.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Three minutes plus stoppage. Ochire couldn't quite stop it, but a throw for Vegas. Locker. Ofemu. Pope. Ofemu. Guillen. 90 seconds remaining in the 90 minutes. Guillen looking long. Settled by Rodriguez. Flag stayed down. And cleared by Dollenmeyer. Swung in, dangerous ball. Romero punches clear. Off the chest, Pinzone. It's Pinzone blocked by Dollenmeyer.
Been good defensively for El Paso Locomotive over the last 15 minutes. The amount of pressure that they've had to deal with as Las Vegas Lights starting to play at a higher tempo.
And Tenoglu clips one in. Ochire tracking it, and the header goes just wide. Almost at 90, it's been an equalizer for Ochire.
As I say that, Ochire does a wonderful job of getting onto the interior of Quezada. Good ball in from Antonoglu. Does everything right. You do not need to generate power. Just simply redirect it and push it by towards that far post. Gets away with one here. Quezada and Dollenmeyer cannot allow an attacking player to get goal side when making a run inside the 18-yard box.
Seven minutes of stoppage time. Stoppage time brought to you by Promino.
Official has indicated that a minimum of 7 minutes will be added to the second half. It's time for the Promino Power Minute. So get on your feet and make some noise!
Pope, Ochire. 5 chances to play it simple out wide where he was facing, and an irate teammate out there on that far flank who didn't receive the ball. Still barking at Ochire, who raises a right-handed apology. Crowd trying to will the Lights onto an equalizer. And Tenoglu. El Paso have led twice in this game, at 1-0 and at 2-1. The winning goal for now would belong to Alvaro Quezada, who came on as a sub at halftime. Junior Gonzalez aggressive, making 2 halftime changes. Paid off immediately. 7 minutes into the half, Quezada scored, but is holding up as the winner. Looking for their second win over Vegas this regular season. 3-2 win back on April 4th, the other. Speaking of April, El Paso looking for their first regular season win since April. It was on the 11th, almost 3 full months ago. Antonoglu. Guillen. Gets it wide for Anderson, who stayed onside just barely. Couldn't do anything with it. Femu. Guillen. 11 shots to 7 in Vegas' favor, but only 1 shot on target. The goal from Johnny Rodriguez, 5 minutes into stoppage time in the first half. Ochire had it blocked.
Dolan Myers put in an absolute shift at that center back position, blocking the shot of Ochire.
It's not the blocked shot that he's nursing right now, I don't think. I think the follow through from Ochire hit him somewhere. Looked like the underside of the studs from Ochire caught him on the thigh, unintentionally. Cardona taking his sweet time to get it back into play.
Need to stop fouling if you are El Paso Locomotive. Every single time you slow the game down, you allow the Lights to gain some real estate higher up the field, put their big bodies forward, and just cause a little bit of chaos. You need to be a little bit smarter if you are El Paso Locomotive defensively.
Guillen. One last chance in this one for Vegas. It is a corner, brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm. It was in the final minute of first half stoppage. They scored their first equalizer. Here we are in the final minute of second half stoppage. Antonoglu comes all the way across to take it. Antonoglu drops it in. Romero punches clear. And there was a foul called in there as well, ending whatever leftovers there might have been for Vegas.
And it's good, confident goalkeeping from Romero. There is a lot of contact from both parties here. Yen certainly does pull down. Messi. Ochire follows in. But as Romero makes contact with the ball, it's up and away from danger.
Seven minutes come and gone. Final whistle goes. El Paso Locomotive have their first regular season win since April 11th, and their second this regular season over the Las Vegas Lights. Alvaro Quesada the winner. Junior Gonzalez pushing all the right buttons tonight.
Better side, deservingly so, for El Paso Locomotive. Junior Gonzalez got this game right tactically. Started off the game on the front foot, making Las Vegas Lights really uncomfortable, and two really good goals scored by the visiting side to pick up a win here at Cashman Field.
Man of the match presented by Evo Pie is Johnny Rodriguez. Scored his 9th goal of the season, already matching last year's total with still more than half the season to go.
Didn't get the service that he would want, but when he did, phenomenal from Johnny Rodriguez. Ability to read the flight, just drop a little bit deeper, create separation between Omar Mora, and allow this ball to come in, attack it down into that bottom corner. Really good goal to get his 9th on the season.
Wasn't enough, though, to earn a result for Vegas. It tied things going into the break. El Paso took the lead shortly after the break and went on to win. A final score brought to you by EPC Staffing. 2-1 El Paso. Back in a moment to wrap things up from Vegas.
Everyone is looking for a better future, but knowing how to get there can be difficult. At Rise Credit Union, we invest in our communities and empower our members to realize their potential and take control of their finances. Because with the right financial knowledge, 24/7 access, and genuine care, we believe there are no limits to what you can achieve. Become a part of something bigger than just a bank. Rise, beyond banking.
Final score brought to you by EPC Staffing. El Paso 2, Vegas 1. It's back-to-back home one-goal losses for Vegas. That's tough to swallow. El Paso, their first regular season win since April 11th. Here's how it all went down. When they look back at the highlights, it was El Paso on the board first in that first half.
El Paso Locomotive doing a really good job at squeezing the field. Lanfear just tries to clear his line. Not the best. Back into that central location. And Calvillo plays this ball straight into Rubin, and I love that little bit of a layoff from the striker. Allows Mendez to step into it, but notice that initial ball takes out that whole midfield line of the Oakland Roots. Yes, it takes a little bit of a deflection. El Paso Locomotive will not mind. They open up the goal scoring here at Cashman Field, and right before halftime, ball in from Antonoglu. Johnny Rodriguez doing Johnny Rodriguez things, just fends off Omar Mora, and it's a snapped header over his left shoulder down into the bottom corner.
Nothing he could do about that, Romero. But then quickly into the second half, Alvaro Quesada subbed on at the break. 7 minutes in, he scores a match-winning goal.
The shape from the Lights all over the place, but the recognition from Quesada, phenomenal. As Antonoglu gets caught high, so that is the space that he runs into. Mendez drives at the back line. Perfectly weighted ball and a really classy finish for the Locomotive.
And that's how the night would end. Locomotive winning it 2-1. Here on Independence Day in Vegas, the fans are enjoying a fireworks show post-match. They did not enjoy a win at home. Locomotive come on the road and take all 3 points. Broadcast partner Ricky Lopez-Espin and our entire crew. I'm Joe Malfa saying so long for now. EPC Staffing brings you the final score. El Paso 2, Las Vegas 1. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.